Good day, good day, good day. Krujan Mahogany here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you some video I took circa 2015 when I visited St. Croix. We had a night called Jump Up where the vendors and local people open up all night and tourists as well as locals come together to celebrate, to eat food. There's music, there's dancing, etc. Now, the Moko-Jumbi is a cultural icon in the Virgin Islands as well as other islands in the Caribbean. I never thought much about where the history of the Moko-Jumbi came from until, of course, as I got older, I started to think about origins of things. I'm going to read to you some information I found on some various websites about the Moko-Jumbi. Hopefully it will enlighten you as we learn together a little bit about the history of the Moko-Jumbi. So we're going to start first with Wikipedia. So let's see what Wikipedia has to say about the Moko-Jumbi. I'm reading from my phone here. The Moko-Jumbi is a stilts walker or dancer. Moko means healer in Central Africa, and Jumbi, a West Indian term for ghost or spirit that may have been derived from the Congo language word Zumbi. The Moko-Jumbis are thought to originate from West African tradition brought to the Caribbean. A Moko-Jumbi character may wear colorful garb and carnival masks. They also frequent festivals and celebrations such as Trinidad and Tobago Carnival. While the god Moko is from the Congo and Nigeria, from the Maasai people, Trinidad and Tobago has added their own touch to him. Moko in the traditional sense is a god. He watches over his village, and due to his towering height, he is able to foresee danger and evil. His name, Moko, literally means the diviner, and he would be represented by men on towering stilts and perform acts that were unexplainable to the human eye. In one remote tribe, the Moko rises from a regular man's height to the skies fluidly with no help and descends similarly to leave others wondering how he performed such an act. It says the Moko arrived in Trinidad, man, walking all the way across the Atlantic Ocean from the west coast of Africa, laden with many centuries of experience, and in spite of all inhuman attacks and encounters, yet still walks tall. The idea of the Moko survived by living in the hearts of African descendants during slavery and colonial life to eventually walk the streets of Trinidad. While this figure was rooted in African heritage, Trinidad adapted the figure notably by adding on Jumbi or ghost to the name. By the early 1900s, Moko-Jumbis had become an element of Trinidad's carnival, and this figure would walk the streets of Port of Spain and other cities, protecting the city and revelers from evil. As part of his role in the carnival, the Moko-Jumbi would accept donations from onlookers in upper floors of buildings. I'm going to go to stcroix.com. They have their own article about the Moko-Jumbi. It says the Dutch, English, French, Spanish, Danish, British, and American flags have all flown over St. Croix, with each country leaving its own impression on our society and culture. As it turns out, the most influential culture on St. Croix was not the Dutch, the French, or the Americans, but the Africans. Presently, the African culture is widely seen in how we behave, the foods we eat, and how we prepare them, and most of all in our celebrations and traditions, most notably the Moko-Jumbi. When Africans were brought to the Caribbean and sold to St. Croix planters as labor, they also brought with them seeds, oral lessons, and traditions, and of course their religious and cultural beliefs. Since many of the African cultural practices were forbidden while they were enslaved, the African people often had to disguise their practices in a festive context, which may explain why the traditional plain potato sack costumes of the Moko-Jumbi evolved into a colorful one. Moko Jumbis have been in the Virgin Island cultural heritage for over 200 years and can be traced to Africa as far back as the 13th and 14th centuries. The presence of the Moko Jumbi at our carnivals, parades, jump-ups, and even at a beach barbecue is a blessing and an honor. They are viewed as symbols of our history, culture, and heritage. At celebrations such as carnival, a wedding, or even jump-up, men, women, and children perched high up on stilts are dressed in bright colors and masks. In this costume, they are no longer men, women, and children. They have now transformed into Moko Jumbis. The actual meanings of the words Moko Jumbi varies depending on whom you may ask. In Central Africa, the word Moko means healer, while most English-speaking people interpret Moko as mock. Simple, huh? Jumbi would be slang for ghost or spirit. West Africans view a Moko Jumbi as a seeker or protector, and that their tallness is symbolic to the power of God. Their presence was an important part of African religious ceremonies, as well as to the rites of passage when a boy is recognized as a man and a girl as a woman. Many African tribes believe that Moko Jumbis acted as the spiritual seers and protectors of the village. It was believed that the height of the Moko Jumbi allowed them to see evil before it arrived and warn other villagers. Traditional African Moko Jumbi costumes were adorned with mirrors in the belief that evil spirits were afraid to see themselves. In Central Africa, it is believed that the Moko Jumbi wards off evil spirits by their mockery of them. Throughout the Virgin Islands, the character and importance of the Moko Jumbi presently lives on, but not as a ghostbuster, if you will, but rather as an exhibit of the culture of the Virgin Islands. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you in future videos. See you later. Peace out.